over the Los Angeles Sparks, 90-86. The Sky had to outscore the Sparks 26 to 12 points in the fourth quarter to get that victory. We're going to talk about it, break it all down. But first, we got to play that intro. And I would be playing the intro if they didn't keep changing the thing file here. All right, now we're about to play the intro.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. I'm one of those, Sir Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chicago Sky Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into content for today, y'all. So we got it. The Chicago Sky pulled out a narrow victory over the Los Angeles Sparks. This was a game that the Sky were basically losing this game throughout most of this game. The Sparks doubled the lead, coming out of going into the third quarter. I believe it was no victory at halftime. But the Sky came back, outscored the Sparks 26 to 12 in the fourth quarter to get this victory. We had four players scoring in double digits. Angel Reese had 14 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 4 turnovers. You also got Camila Cardoso with 15 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. She heard y'all talking about her. Rachel Bannon with 14 points. She goes 3 of 5 from the three-point range. 5 of 8 overall from the field, and Lindsay Allen having her best game of the season, going 7 of 11 from the field, 16 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal in this game. She stuffed that stat sheet, and then leading the Sky off the bench and scoring, Isabel Harrison and Kennedy Carter with 9 points. Stevo, how you feeling about this game, brother?
They had to win this game. Mm-hmm. They had to straight up because they was beating themselves this whole game. That's pretty much what it was. I mean, as we know, the talent, we lost a big, tremendous piece of our scoring with Marina, so we're going to take a hit with that. And like we said, because we took a hit with that, execution got to be damn near perfect, no matter who team we're going up against. Because like we said, we don't just have the best talent in the league when it comes to the entirety of this team. So smoking layups. First of all, that whole first quarter up until probably the last 2 minutes was just everybody was just scoring back and forth. There was no defense being played. To me, still, even to the final whistle of this game, we still not playing the Chicago Sky brand of defense that we're known for. And like I said, when you take a big hit from losing one of your key players, it is what it is. But most importantly, we fought hard. We had to win this game. That's what we did. LA did her thing. LA is easily the player of the game. She the one that kept us steadfast. She the one that kept us composed, even when we wasn't. She made big shots, pivotal playmaking decisions, and she's the main reason why we won this game.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then Camila Cardoso having her best game as a pro so far today with her double-double. And the thing that I liked about Camila Cardoso, and one of the things that a lot of people have been judging her on, the physicality. Sometimes the physicality just look like it's gotten to Camila at times. And I would say this, in the first half, Lee Yarou, who was a former Chicago Sky player, by the way, was giving Camila some work. Like, you could tell that physicality. But I think that Camila took that, went into the half, and then basically was like, hey, I'm not no hoe, and came out and played like you ain't finna push her around on this court. That's how we need Camila Cardoso to play. A Camila Cardoso that's running the court, using her physicality, using her size. There's no reason she shouldn't be a double-double machine. I know a lot of people have been kind of judging her harshly in her rookie year, at least to me. She started off with an injury, didn't have an off season, but I think that don't be surprised if Camila finishes the season strong. But next season, Camila, we'll see a lot more of this type of Camila, I think, than what we've seen this season.
Yeah, especially like I noticed when she goes up against like superior post players, that's when she tends to shy away from things. It's almost like she doesn't have enough confidence within herself, and I think that's her main biggest thing. Like I think she went through the first few games of her career and towards the end where she realized she just couldn't be big. Like there's people that just as big as her. And sometimes she shies away from times when she can be big in certain situations and get the buckets that we need. But it's mainly a confidence issue because you seeing her came out the gate. She was the first person to get a shot attempt. She missed, but she came right back, got our first 2 points of the game, and she was steadfast rolling. And to me, I do got to mention that I would like to see way more pick and rolls with this team because they couldn't stop it. No matter, every time we did a solid pick and roll, they couldn't stop it. So yeah, it's all about confidence with her. She's going to have to get stronger. Definitely gonna have to get more patient. I think that's another thing that she's missing. That around the rim, she just typically just throws shit up. And if she just be a little bit more patient, make sure she's squared up, make sure she's not taken away from her length, and follow through with her hooks or her lays or whatever, it'll be way better. And yeah, I think towards the end of the season, you will see her finish the season way better off than she started.
That's a fact. And if you once this Chicago Sky team finds their point guard, you're going to see a lot different Camilla in that case too. I think
Unleashed.
yeah, you're going to see her unleashed because what Camilla can do in the pick and roll, how creative she is in the pick and roll, as far as finishing strong and through contact and stuff like that. You get a point guard that's a good passer and a threat to shoot the three consistently. It's going to completely change the way the teams right now. Teams are able to pack it in on Camilla and the Sky overall because we just aren't a consistent shooting team. Those things start changing for the Sky. You're going to see a lot different Camilla and Angel for that matter next season as well.
Most definitely, and it's gonna and that's a key thing. We need a guard. The guard play is man the main reasons why we struggle so much. We're predicated on scoring down low, but it's hard to score down low when you can't get your ball to the people that's right next to the rim. So once we figure that thing up, the offense is gonna look a hell of a lot more easier. But yeah, I think both of them definitely need to work on patience, getting stronger footwork, and especially Angel, stop bringing that damn ball down to your waist. That's just a bad habit she really needs to break. But I'm sure she's gonna work on it in off season.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, you got to keep in mind, this is long and grueling for the college players, not just Angel and Camilla, but everybody. They literally went from the women's tournament ending to basically 2 weeks later, you're doing a WNBA preseason game. Like, so it's one of the things that not any other sport really has to deal with that way. Like, you get a full off season as a rookie. You don't in the WNBA. And so, getting having this experience of going through your first season and having the up and downs, but then now what you learn from that is going to be key for these ladies and how they go into this offseason and they get to train and things like that. We know Angel's going to be playing over in Unrivaled. We'll be covering that over here as well. But getting with actual trainers, working on specific parts of your game. And for those that think like Angels are just going to come out of one offseason and fix everything, no, typically it's 2 to 3 off seasons where you work on something, you then put that into practice, then you work on something else, you put that into practice. But I think that we're going to see Angel Reese kind of understand how and where to use her size. She's going to be more efficient next year. And I think we're going to start seeing her probably shoot a 12 to 15 footer a little bit more consistently as well.
Yeah, and that's like I got through this whole little spat during the game. The mobs like they took a month off. I'm like, yeah, to rest. You think they finna come back and they've been playing since goddamn September? No, they're not gonna spend no time. No rookie, like I said, no rookie was in a gym until they got called back to practice. They was resting. Nobody got like they had no time off. Everybody else they could, but still, if a lot of them going overseas or coming from overseas, they took that time to get some rest. It is what it is. I don't like there. You don't work on your game during the season. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. You work on your game.
It's very
during
hard
off season.
Yeah. It's very hard to work on things in your game during the season where you're traveling. You don't have a home base. You're doing all this type of thing. It's very hard. You don't typically see that. They can do some refinement of things, but as far as if you need to change something about your game, it typically doesn't happen.
And your role, and your role in the game, like we don't need to do all the stuff we want Angel to figure out to be. We don't need it right now. It's year one. It's year one. Half of these teammates you see right now not going to be here when the real crew is here.
Shit, honestly, with how many people are free agents at the end of this year, most of them may not be here next season.
Next year.
I mean, and that's just being real. We could very well see it be Camilla, Angel, Kennedy,
and Michaela
Onywerde, and maybe Lindsay Allen as well next year. Like almost everybody else's contract is up. Then on top of that, you got to make players available in the expansion draft, right? So Rachel Banham and Lindsay Allen are both still under contract next year. But I'll say this, for Rachel Banham to be a veteran guard who can shoot the three, she may be kind of attractive to expansion team as well. So just keep on the lookout for that. So But overall, like this Sky team is not even remotely near the finished product that it's going to be in either personnel or skill set, right? When by time we really get to truly competing, being a competitor or contender for a title, and the process is there. It's going to take time. I get it. It can happen a lot quicker in the WNBA, especially with the Sky having multiple picks in the next two drafts, but it's still a process there. Yeah, and like I said with the Chicago Bulls, you can't rush the process. When you try to rush the process, that's when you build something that may fizzle out just as quickly as you put it together.
Yep, 76ers.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Says what FSU Seminole says, what about E Will? Bring her back. Here's the thing. We talked about that a little bit in the pregame show. I'm not against bringing E Will back, especially as a third big, but the only thing is she had a serious injury. That's a serious injury. And if the Sky can get somebody either that's still a vet or younger without the injury concerns, they may very well look to do that. Now, I would love E Will to stay here. And I think, especially with her not having as big of a load anymore with Camila and Angel being here.
Uh-huh.
But then what if Elizabeth Williams wants? She's still a starting level center. What if she wants to start? So
yeah, what if she
want
to will win?
Yeah,
like it's a lot of factors when it comes to that. And like one of her calling cards at this age is she's still pretty athletic compared to the people that's her age now. So who knows what she's gonna look like for coming off a meniscus tear.
Oh, see, and this is where the dumbass narrative stuff gets. Let me ask you this: where do you get that she's putting her in the doghouse because of Barbie? She's sick. She just had a IV. She's not in the doghouse because of anything with Angel Reese. Y'all just stop the soap operification of sports. Stop it. It just stop it. Stop it.
The same motherfuckers that be in there. Oh, she'll follow her on Twitter. Stop. Get out them people business. You don't know them. They don't know you.
Exactly. Kennedy probably will resign during the offseason. Well, she's a restricted free agent, so the Sky can match any offer. So if they want to bring her back, they'll bring her back. And I hope that they do, because to me, Kennedy Carter's young enough to fit this core. And if you have three pillars in Angel, Kennedy, and Camila to keep building around, you're off to your rebuild is off to a real good jump start. Yeah. So, but I know we talked a lot about the negatives. We talked about some of the positives because the Sky were able to win. Let me ask you this, Stevo. The Sky now moved to 11-15. They now have if I'm not mistaken, a 6-game lead over the Sparks. I don't know if Atlanta played today to create any more separation there. Hold on, give me 1 second to check. No, so we also have a 2.5-game lead over the Atlanta Dream as well. What do you think needs to happen over these remaining 14 games? What do you think is a safe number for the Sky to win to be able to still get in there?
I think they're gonna have to get close. I don't think they're gonna get 20 wins, but they're gonna have to get as close to 20 wins as possible.
Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. It'll look like they can do it, but anything's possible in this league. We've seen teams get hot at random times, so I think in order for them to even look close to that they're gonna make the playoffs, they're gonna have to get close to that 20 mark by the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean that is a good mark. You look at it, we're 11 wins. If you can get 9 more out of 14 games left, yeah, I mean that's a really good win percentage. And this Sky team has been really up and down, but I mean I know that they can do it, right? Can they? It's going to be a lot tougher on them now. They're going to have to keep finding that balance offensively. I hope that Ken isn't sick too much longer, but we got to see, man. The Atlanta. Let's take a look at the Dream schedule. Okay, I just want to see what their schedule looks like, because I know Sky schedule gets tough there towards.
This month is iffy because they played the Sun tonight. I think they play Sun tomorrow, and then they play the Mercury back to back after that. Then they got Indiana, then they got Seattle, and then they got the Aces to figure out to finish.
The rest of this month is tough for them.
But I will say that they set their September schedule kind of
yeah.
They play the Mystics twice. They play the Sparks to start off. They play Mercury, then they play the Wings, Fever, Lynx, Mystic, Sky, Liberty.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, man.
I will say I think our schedule is a little bit more tougher than Atlanta.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's gonna be difficult.
Because we got Mercury, the Sun, we got the Aces, we got the Mystics, as you said. We finished off against Indiana again. Considering the
September is a motherfucker.
Yeah, September. Minnesota, the Aces, the Sparks, the Wings, the Mystics. Yeah, they're gonna have to
Minnesota,
lock in. Minnesota.
Mercury,
Yeah,
Dream, and then Connecticut.
yeah, they're gonna have to lock in. But we'll see how this
I
guy,
don't.
like the makeup
Yeah,
of this team, man. It comes down to the defense, and they gotta, even in this game, they did not have their defensive identity in this game. They gotta
last two
rediscover their
games.
defensive identity. They got to.
The last two games, like I said, I don't know if you was here, but I said this is not the defensive team I seen before break. I don't know if they where they need to find it, but they need to find it quick because we was not allowing people to run up the score the way they did in the first quarter, like we did the last two games.
That's a fact. And they got to stop this deficit. That's something that we saw even before the break. They got to stop letting teams get out to these big leads against them, man. Yeah. You got to stop, because when you're not a great 3-point shooting team, especially if you're playing against it, it's hard to come back. It's hard to. So that's why they got to lock in defensively. We'll see how they play against the Mercury tomorrow. Hopefully they're looking to get their revenge back because they just blew them out at home by 20 points. Kennedy is not more ready to go, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can't really expect her to change that much health-wise. We're gonna need what Bannon brought tonight. We're gonna need that again tomorrow. So,
yeah, like I said, if y'all think we tanking, y'all just
see, we're not and the continued dumbassery. Yeah, she's sick. That's why she got more burn. What part are you not comprehending of that, fam? Shiva, we probably won't get Paige, because even if we do luck out and we get that number 1 pick, remember, Dallas has the right to swap picks with us. They will swap picks in that case.
As soon as they see the Chicago Sky got the number 1 pick, give me that shit.
Yeah, there's no way. The only way that the Sky could possibly pop, and then even then, a team would have to not want Paige, which isn't going to happen. But let's say that the Sky have a top 4 or 5 pick with one of their picks, and then their second pick, and they trade both to a team's willing to take both to let them move up. But in that case, I don't see a team doing that. So there's almost no chance this guy get Paige, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not trying to trade both for Paige. I'm age is good, but shit, she is injury prone.
Yeah. So yeah, it's no, you need, and I got common sense to show you. Go and check her social media. She literally posted herself getting an IV. She's actually sick. I get it that you want to seem smart and try to find a storyline, but because there is none, you just make yourself seem like a remedial dumbass. Is actually what you do in that case. And
is this Ghost of Judah?
Yeah, it might be his sister. It might be his sister.
Cause get off Twitter. Get off Twitter. Oh yeah, because y'all doing too much. Y'all coming at fucking Dana for yelling at goddamn what you call it. Y'all get off Twitter. Y'all don't know shit.
I do like Olivia a lot from Notre Dame. The problem with that is, let me not say the problem. It just depends on the draft place that the Sky are in. I see a couple of mocks that I trust.
He lying. He said tank for Olivia. That's what he said. Tank for Olivia. He said tank. That's why this is. I'm not tanking for Olivia. I like Olivia, but I'm not tanking for Olivia.
Yeah. You think Flage gonna come out? Can she come out next year?
She can, but I don't think she is.
Yeah,
she said her and her mama been saying that they want to do all 4 for the longest.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Angel and Kennedy don't have no issues. Get over it. That too. There's no issues between Angel and Kennedy, man. So yeah. Okay, that is a completely. If we, for example, if the Sky were in the NBA Finals, which is comparable to the Olympics, yes, she would have played more. She would have fought to be on there. We're playing a game in the middle of August against the LA Sparks. To compare that to the Olympics is asinine. They're not the same thing.
He was comparing. I think he was saying the person that was saying, yeah, you read it wrong. She was saying you think she playing sick. Noah Lyles did what he did and he was sick. That's what he was saying.
I got you.
Or he or she. I don't know what you are. My fault.
Yeah. I don't mean to misgender anybody. So
yeah, don't take offense. Charge it to my head, not to my heart.
Yeah. Let's see. We get this one from Desi. Says, would you rather the Sky package the 2 picks for a higher pick or use it as an opportunity to draft 2 people? We need the most talent on this roster, period. And if you can build a team off the most young talent, now, if they just see somebody out there at the second pick they just don't think that there's quality talent there, then that's different. But I think these next 2 drafts are going to be deep enough to where I say keep your own picks unless you have a deal on the table that gets you somebody that's going to be a superstar like Paige. If that's the case, if somebody says we'll take your 2 picks, give us Paige, all right, I'm not going to be mad at that. Otherwise, I think that you just keep your 2 draft picks and just keep taking bites at the apple of talent.
Because you want people to fit the timeline. And a lot of these, and that's another thing. A lot of these people on this team don't fit the timeline.
Yeah. And that's another thing too that you got to is the timeline, because like Lindsey Allen, as great as she played this game, she doesn't fit the timeline at all. Like it's just that's just not the case. So
Diamond,
no. Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Overall, like I said, a tale of 2 halves really with the Chicago Sky in this game. It took a do-rag Haize Petty Roosevelt appearance to get everything together, but we got it done. That's the key thing.
Yeah, I won't even say tale of 2 halves. I'll say tale of they got their shit together at the end of the 3rd, going into the 4th, because up until that point, I thought it was over.
Yeah, that's a fact. So yeah, we just got to keep it going, and we'll see what happens with that one. Yeah, anything left, Stevo? We'll be right back tomorrow, man.
Yeah, like I said, like we told y'all, we ain't the best team, so we gonna have to be as perfect as possible. Y'all see, when we don't play perfect, y'all see the type of game or as close as possible. Y'all see the type of game that turns out to be, no matter who the team is. These teams talented regardless. So, like I said, you can't take nobody lightly, and you got to be as efficient and as perfect as possible, especially when you don't have the talent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You think the Sky make a trade where we got 3 more days into the trade deadline? I think something like that.
I feel like fuck a trade. Monique Billings is available. Go get her. I don't care if it. Odyssey Jones literally got picked up by the Sparks today.
Yeah.
7 day. You could do 7-10. I don't give a damn. She right there. I guarantee you she will help you. I guarantee you. Mark my fucking words. There's people out here you don't even have to trade for that can help this team.
Yeah. And keep in mind, y'all, we have 3 days into the trade deadline, and the season ends September 19th. We're basically a month away from the season ending. We're the last month of this season for the most part. Let's hope that the Sky got the best left to play, man. So
yes, we got a little more in the tank, hopefully.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are following us at Chicago Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799, with the #1 spot for everything Chicago Sky related. And we'll see you beautiful people tomorrow, y'all.